gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new. I literally just filmed my pregnancy announcement video, which I'll link above and I'll have down below if you guys didn't see it before this video. But I wanted to just sit down right now and kind of do a whole video around my first trimester pregnancy symptoms. So I am a first-time mom and this is all new to me, and I went ahead and wrote down a list of what's been going on pretty much week from week, if it's changed, and what new pregnancy symptoms pop up. And let me tell you, it has been a little bit rough this trimester, not going to lie. When I'm filming this, I will just be out of my first trimester in a couple days, but when I upload this, I will be officially in my second trimester. So I will keep writing in my phone new symptoms that pop up or symptoms that kind of go away. Yeah, because I literally cannot remember anything to save my life anymore. So I always have to write things down. It has been really rough this trimester, not going to lie. When I first was pregnant, I didn't take my test yet, but I was late on my period and I was waiting to just go pick up a test and do it. The first symptoms that I really experienced were just cramping the first week or two. It was very light cramping. I actually thought I was going to get my period. It felt like the same cramps that come right before my period. So I thought I wasn't pregnant and I was gonna get my period any day. And then I did have light spotting, but it was so minimal and my period just never ended up coming. So I was thinking my period was going to come and it just never did. That is pretty much what I experienced at the beginning, and I just had such a big appetite and I also had a headache. It was very similar to symptoms I would experience before I did get my period. So I was kind of in that confused area of if I'm gonna get my period or am I gonna miss my period and am I pregnant? And then a couple weeks after that is when the nausea hit. So this nausea is insane. I always thought, morning sickness, maybe you throw up here and there in the morning time and you're all good. No, I've been experiencing 24/7 nausea from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. And even if I wake up in the middle of the night, it hit me like my nausea. I never felt like I was never going to throw up. I was constantly gagging multiple times throughout the day. And I was just never feeling good. I always felt like I had to throw up. Every time I brushed my teeth in the morning, at night, that was like a whole mission on its own because I always would gag profusely in the morning after I brushed my teeth and at night after I brushed my teeth. It was like going to war with my toothbrush. It was like I always knew that was coming and it was just not an enjoyable experience to brush my teeth, and that went on for 7 to 8 weeks. I just recently have been starting to feel a little bit better. The nausea isn't 100% gone, but there are days or at least points in the day where I can feel better and I feel good. And I don't have that feeling like on the tip of my throat, like I'm always going to throw up. So honestly, I'm appreciative with any second or minute I can get without feeling nausea, because I felt like 24/7 nausea straight for probably like 7 weeks or so. It was really hard because all I wanted to do was lay down on the couch or in my bed. I just wanted the feeling to go away because it was so bad. Another symptom that I experience is a sore chest and even the nipple area. It's just definitely always sore and tender feeling, and definitely it's grown in a cup size. Most of my bras actually don't fit already and I have to go get another size. So that's been really different. Another thing with the nausea is food I would like one day and the next day I would think of it, it would make me want to throw up. So I had a lot of food aversions, even just smelling things. Every time I open my pantry door, the smell just makes me nauseous. Like I can't open the door without plugging my nose. It's actually quite funny because I just can't smell my pantry. It grosses me out. And a lot of food, thinking about it, makes me want to throw up. A lot of smells make me want to throw up. And one day I'll like a food and then the next day I'm just like, get that away from me. Like I cannot imagine eating it. Even though like the day before I'll enjoy eating it and it'll be all good to go. no, the next day it's like, it's a whole new different world. I just will not put that in my mouth. So at the beginning of my pregnancy, all I wanted was carbs and pasta. Now I feel like I've kind of gotten out of that stage. I don't like crave pasta every single day. Another thing that I was also getting was like a metallic taste in my mouth. It kind of reminds me of when you're like sick. I feel like when you have the flu or you have like even COVID now, like your mouth just feels nasty. I always had this nasty metallic aftertaste in my mouth. And that has actually recently been kind of going away. Like my mouth doesn't taste just nasty all day long. Kind of feels like it's more back to normal, which is really great. But when it comes to my cravings, so this is really crazy. So I think between like 8 to 10 weeks, I was craving everything from my childhood. So I didn't have any weird cravings where I was like mixing different concoctions of like random foods together. As of yet, I haven't had that. Maybe that will come. But I was craving like food that I haven't eaten since I was like a child. So for example, I wanted like pizza pockets, macaroni and cheese. I haven't had a pizza pocket in I don't know how many years. Like I want like chicken nuggets and like fries, which was like the only thing I'd eat as a kid because I was such a picky eater. There are just so many things like that where it's like I never have these things and all of a sudden I just would get like a random craving and it was from like something I ate like 10 years ago or like 15 years ago or even like 20 years ago. And yeah, so I definitely had those little cravings, but I feel like I'm kind of going back to normal now at the end of my first trimester where I'm kind of eating like I was before I was pregnant, like having my salads for lunch, having like eggs in the morning or oatmeal or something like that. I do sometimes have more carbs in the morning because I find that helps with my nausea than if before I was just having like yogurt and fruit, Greek yogurt. But I found like when I have bread or something in the morning, it was helping a little bit with my nausea. But right now I really don't have cravings except for I really have not craved anything sweet. Sweets just like no more. Like it doesn't interest me. All I want is salty food. And that's about it. Like French fries or anything salty, just yum. But sweets just make me have the ick when I think about it, which I guess is kind of good to not want to eat everything sugary constantly because I definitely did love some of my sweets before, but it just does not appeal to me. One thing that has come back into my life, speaking of when I was young, I did also love pickles and I still always love pickles, but I just forgot about them. Like I don't just eat a pickle on its own anymore like I used to when I was young. And my pickles are back in my life. I love having a good pickle for a snack. So that's definitely been a craving. And I feel like you're either a pickle person or you're not. I feel like there's definitely a division. You either love pickles or you just like don't. Let me know if you're one of them. And now moving on to like the end of my trimester. So like I said, my nausea has been subsiding finally. Like even right now I do feel a little bit nauseous, but it just isn't as bad. Some days are definitely worse than other days, but some days I'm like so thankful because it's just so much better than how I was a few weeks ago. Not going to lie, like my nausea was so bad and it was so constant. I feel like I was starting to have mental breakdowns because I thought I was just gonna feel like that for 9 months. And I absolutely hate feeling like you have to constantly throw up or you're gagging and all that. Like that's the worst feeling. Even when I was a kid, I hated that. I tried everything natural and it just would not work. I tried like these ginger pregnancy candies to suck on. I've tried like so many things that they say can help, but literally nothing would work. And the only thing that you could do when speaking to my doctor is getting medication they do have for it. But personally, I didn't go down that route. I just was hoping it would pass, and I'm happy that it has finally subsided a little bit and it's a lot more manageable than how I was a few weeks ago, just like on the couch 24/7, not moving. Moving on to some more newer symptoms. Throughout the pregnancy, I've definitely felt really dry. My lips are super dry and cracked. Of course, it's wintertime too, but I think being pregnant and the winter has just made me so dry. So I've been really like putting all the oils on me, on my body, on my lips like every single night before I go to bed, and that's been really helpful. With the dry, cracked lips, I've also had really dry nose. My nose sometimes feels like it's stuffed up a lot, and I've been having nosebleeds. And I feel like it's just so dry, my nose. And I feel like I already used to have dry skin anyway, so being pregnant has just made me extra dry. And also it is winter, like I said, so it's super cold out. It is finally starting to sometimes have warm days here in Toronto. Spring is supposed to be here, but you know, sometimes it's still winter here in Toronto because it snows randomly during the spring once in a while. I've just been dry in a lot of places, and my nose is one of those places. Another thing is I'm just like out of breath all the time. Even speaking, I just feel like it's like a marathon to do anything or to even just talk. I just constantly am out of breath. Not only am I out of breath, but I'm always thirsty. Like I feel like I drink a pretty good amount of water all throughout the day, and I still feel like it's not enough. Like I feel like I constantly have to be drinking water to quench this thirst because I'm just always thirsty. Even just sitting here right now, I'm really thirsty. So let me take a sip. Okay. Another one, which is a more recent one, is I'm gassy. Gassy when you're pregnant is like a whole other level. But I've definitely been a little bit gassy, a little bit constipated, but not too bad in the constipation, because I know a lot of girls actually that's one of their big symptoms in the first trimester, but that's been pretty good. I also just like little things I noticed, like I'm forgetting things a lot easier. Like I feel like I have to write things down. Like if I didn't have this list, I probably would have forgot majority of this. My tired level has actually been all right, which I hear everyone's so tired the first trimester, and I definitely have had a couple days where I'm so tired. Like when I wake up in the morning, it's like I just want to be in bed all day long, and that's still not enough sleep for me. But for the most part, I've had energy. I just haven't been able to do anything with the energy because I was just so nauseous that I would lay down all day because my stomach would not feel well, and I just would not feel good. But my energy level, I'm pretty surprised, is actually okay. But I do get tired at like 8 p.m. When 8 p.m. hits, it's like, it's done for me. I always look at my husband, I'm like, sorry, I can't make it any longer. Like I need to go upstairs right when it like hits 8 p.m. I don't know what it is, like every time it's near that time, for the most part, I wanna pass out. Like I just wanna be in my bed, laying down, and I actually have been having really good sleep so far. I know that may not last the further along in my pregnancy, so I'm definitely soaking all the sleep in because I've been getting really good sleeps, and I've been able to fall asleep right away, which is so weird for me because before I was pregnant, I would just spend like 2 hours, 3 hours on my phone, just like twiddling my thumbs because I could not pass out to save the life of me. It took me forever to fall asleep. And with pregnancy, like I'm out like a light, like so easily. I've definitely been enjoying my sleeps whenever I can get it. One thing that I've learned is just be really kind to yourself. Try to do the best you can. I do try to eat as healthy as I can, or implement like healthy foods into my diet or nutrients to try and, you know, be as healthy as possible. But I think it's important to just be kind and not too hard on yourself and just take it day by day. And I actually recently have been starting to exercise a little bit more, going on more walks and stuff like that, because for a long time there, I could not exercise. Like I tried so hard and it just was not happening because of my nausea, and it made me feel really guilty because I thought when I get pregnant, I'm gonna work out throughout my whole entire pregnancy. But I was just so sick, and it was just, it's important to give your body that rest and to not like overexert and push yourself if you're just not feeling well, because you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself fully, and you're taking care of your mental, your physical, and sometimes it's okay if you can't do something. And I realized that, and now I've been able to, you know, work out on the days that I'm feeling better. And I've just been trying to be more gentle on myself, because before I was just so hard on myself before pregnancy. Like I need to do this, this, and this. And even with my uploads, how I've been kind of MIA, like that never would have happened before with me. But I've been trying not to be so hard on myself, and to give myself that grace, and to understand that, you know, sometimes you aren't gonna feel your best. You're not gonna be able to do as much as you were once doing if you're having a really hard day during your pregnancy. And I feel like that's one thing I learned, is just not to be so tough on yourself and to really just listen to your body as well. My last two symptoms that I've noticed is acne and hair growth. So I've struggled with acne a lot throughout my life, and I was really hoping, that pregnancy maybe would reverse it. I would get lucky. But no, my skin has been so bad. I just have all of my acne. Like, I feel like I'm back in high school. I've been getting like cystic acne again, and I've just been breaking out like crazy. Nothing really seems to work. I'm hoping this goes away. But I've definitely not been one of those pregnant people that had glowy skin and soft glowy hair, long hair. Like, no, I have been a hot mess. And I've noticed also my hair growth has been substantial, and I actually do have PCOS. I did actually just recently upload a video not too long ago. One thing, when I was diagnosed with PCOS, I was really nervous because one of the symptoms can be infertility or struggling to get pregnant. So I'm so blessed and just thankful that I've been able to have this journey and chapter in my life of getting pregnant, because that was just such a big worry for me when I was diagnosed, because I knew of that, and I knew that Nicholas and I did want to start a family. So I was really, really like nervous, and that really stressed me a little bit. But one of the symptoms of PCOS also is just like more hair growth, like body hair growth or wherever. Like, you just get more hair growth when you have PCOS. And let me tell you, pregnancy has really sped that up. I feel like it's just been a whole thing. But yeah, I will do a bump update right now, which I did do in my last video. Now that I did do a belly bump update shot of the first trimester, that is going to conclude this video. So I feel like I definitely went through all my symptoms now. I kept thinking of things randomly and just forgetting so many things, because I just feel like there's been so many symptoms randomly. But yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on this journey. I definitely will do a second trimester list of symptoms and just really keep you guys in the loop. Let me know if you guys wanna see certain videos, video requests, or questions you have. I definitely wanna do more videos and bring you guys along. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. I do post every single week, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!